So David, you've taken over this season as Supporter Liaison for Bristol Rugby. Just tell us a little bit about what that role entails.
Yeah, well, it's a general role. It's one I've been doing at Bristol City for the last 8 years. So it's my job really to act as a bridge between club and fans. And now with the advent of Bristol Sport, we're keen to open that out to rugby supporters as well. So my job with the football and now with rugby supporters as well is to deal with any inquiries that they might have, not necessarily about team selection and why aren't you picking such and such, but about stadium issues. So we're here in this fantastic new stadium, which as we can see is being built around us at the moment. And I know that rugby fans will have lots of questions that they will want to ask about how it's going to work, where their seats are going to be, where the parking is, what's the disabled access like, where are the new bars and concessions going to be. So although we have our supporter services team at Bristol Sport that you can ring on 011 963 0600, if you have a query that they can't answer, and quite often that might be a complaint, something you want to take further, then I should now be your first port of call. And you can contact me through my email, which is david.lloyd@bristol-sport.co.uk.
And it's something you started doing last season. How have you found Bristol Rugby's arrival and supporters' arrival at Ashton Gate?
Oh, I think it's been absolutely great. It gave us a great lift actually as football staff. We'd, as you know, gone through a couple of tough years. But with the advent of the new stadium and Bristol Rugby coming here, we've tried our hardest to make you guys feel welcome, and we hope that you felt welcome too. And this is just an extension of what we did slightly more informally last year. And I think it's important now that Bristol Rugby fans know that if they have got a query about anything to do with the club, I'm the person to come to.
And we're in the midst of the redevelopment at the moment. One of the challenges for next season will be parking. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I'd love to be able to deliver good news. I'd love to be able to say that we're building a 3,000 car multi-storey car park, but I'm afraid that's just not the case. As you know, parking was restricted seriously last year because we lost a lot of spaces in the Winstoke Road car park. I'm afraid it's only going to get worse this year. The builders' compound is moving out of there, but it's now going over there to what used to be the Williamstown car park, and it's going to take up every available parking space. That means we've got a net loss of around 60 parking places on site this year. We have worked very hard with local providers to find other spaces very nearby, and we're in the process now of contacting everybody that had a parking space here or near here last year to tell them of the new arrangements.
And something that you introduced last season with the football club was matchday hosts. Is that something you'll look to do with the rugby this time around?
Definitely. So our matchday ambassadors, as we used to call them, have been running for 3 years here at Ashton Gate, and that's just for football games. And they were City fans, volunteers, who would come in a couple of hours before the game to act as meeters and greeters. And that's gone down very well, not only with home but with away fans as well. So what we want to do this year is expand that to Bristol Rugby as well. We've got this fantastic new stadium. We're going to have a lot of rugby supporters turning up and not knowing where to go. So we need some meeters and greeters. So we're asking for any Bristol Rugby fan that is keen on joining our matchday hosting team to get in touch with me at the email address I gave earlier. Basically, it will involve getting here 2 hours before a game and being available at half time as well. We'll give you a nice uniform. We'll give you a free ticket to the game. We don't pay any fees beyond that though. And basically we're looking for people who've got great customer service skills, who want to be part of what we're trying to create here. I think a good reference point would be the Olympics Games makers. You know, people have a passion for the club, who have a passion for sport and want to be involved in this great new stadium.